guys, I'm Dupree, and today we are going to be doing a little demonstration of Shane Van Boening's best tournament shots. How he did them, why he chose them, and let's get started.
He's going to hit the 9.
So this one was shot by Shane when he was in the Moscone Cup paired up with Mike DeShane. And two of the best, if not the best players in the U.S., playing with each other is always kind of a deadly combo. But this shot right here, this was a shot by Shane, and the layout looked like this. So you can't make the 2. You could cut the 2 in, but the cue ball is automatically going to travel into that 9 ball right here. So why not try for the 9? So what Shane does is he actually elevates his cue up and cuts the cue ball into the edge of the 2, banking it over here, which is a good safety option because you can make the 5. The 5 could go off the 3. The 2 could come in here, hit off the 5 and go in, which happens. Or you could even miss this and double bank the 2 there. So there's a lot of good things that can happen with this shot. And the layout is actually fairly tough if nothing moves. So this is really the best option. There's not a great safety shot here. I guess you could bank the 2 behind these and leave the cue ball over here. But this 9 ball is easier than that. It's almost a dead straight carom. So before you shoot a carom, always just check the ball just to see if it passes. Just see the angle that you need it to come off at, where you need to contact the 9 to make it there. And I love the reaction on this shot by Shane and Mike. I think it's one of the greatest reactions to a shot of all time, really. So here it is.
Three ball combination. How about that? How about that?
So this shot right here is another Moscone Cup shot. And Shane gets a lot of heat for not playing his best in the Moscone Cup. He's just not like a team player. He's more of an individual. He kind of keeps to himself. But this shot he made this incredible shot right here, where he shot the 1 into the 2 into the 8. So the shot looked like that, and he left position on the 1 and the 2. So this shot is so tough because any minor slip up really affects the entirety of the shot. So if the cue ball were like this, I think there'd only be a little bit of applause. Since the cue ball is like this, it makes it much, much tougher because it's not just a straight-in combination shot now. But this also gives him a better angle to leave position on the 1. So this shot right here, you have to actually calculate. He's not really worrying about this 8 ball right here. He's imagining the 8 ball isn't there. All he's focused on is getting the 2 ball to contact here. So if you ever shoot a 3 ball combination, imagine this 8 is not there and you're just trying to get the 2 ball to contact here. Because that makes this shot a lot simpler. Because then you just think of it as that. And the 8 ball goes in and there's automatic position. Except the tough part is getting that 2 ball to hit exactly right there. With the cue ball like this. Now you have to find the angle to hit the 1 into the 2. And then you're not even thinking the 2 ball is there. Now you're just thinking you're extending that contact point through the 2 ball. Just like that. You're just trying to get the 1 ball to hit the contact point on the 2 ball that hits the contact point on the 8 ball. So that's a simpler way of breaking down the shot, even though it's still very, very, very complicated. And one thing you have to do is kind of hold the cue ball on that side of the table. Make sure it doesn't run up the whole entire table, just so you can have position on that 1.
Just hitting the cluster, it's hitting the right point on the cluster. Oh, beautifully done.
So this is another Moscone Cup moment for Shane. And right here, he tied up the 7 and the 9 by himself. He messed up and he tied up the 7 and the 9. And what he has to do is make the 6, come off the rail, come out here, and bang this out. Now, the problem with banging this out is if you hit the 9 first, you have nothing on the 7. There's one sweet spot though, and that's where Shane hits, you see, is when you hit off of that side of the 7 and you push it towards here, and then you leave a shot on the 7. So that is a real sweet spot that Shane is trying to hit. But if you see coming from this angle, it's really only right here. It's so small coming off of that rail. So it's an amazing shot. It's amazing how he pulled it off. It's really one of the greatest and prettiest shots in my opinion. And he also left position to get on the 8. So it was a crazy shot. Now the way you do this is you're going to have to use a bit of a follow stroke. Not too much, just a little bit above center to get it to come over there, you see? But you see, just the above center is not enough. It didn't hook into it as much. So we need to add a little bit of left spin. Now Shane planned to play this shot because he played position on the 5 to get position on the 6 like this. So this is definitely what he was thinking. Another way you could probably break this out is just using some low and trying to break it out, but you see that's not the best option because your cue ball will keep coming forward after you break it out and you'll have a real long shot. And him playing on those tight tables, those long shots are not easy whatsoever. So this shot here, real beautiful, real insanely pretty shot really. But just a little bit above center and some left spin, not too much left or you'll come around the back. You may be able to bump it out and still have a shot into the corner, but we want to recreate Shane's shot. So here it is.
Anything could happen here if he hits these balls.
Needs to pop it pretty good.
Oh, wow. Look at this. Look
Oh.
at
He made the ball on a fluke. He broke.
Okay, so this shot I'm not going to be able to recreate exactly what he did because my pockets don't bounce like that. It's going to be extremely difficult to fluke that ball like Shane did, but I'm just going to recreate what he was really trying to do. He was trying to pocket it in the side regularly and come off this rail to come back out here and break up the 4-6. Now this one, I don't really think he's trying to hit an exact point on the 4-6. He's just trying to come at these balls hard, so he knocks both of them out of the way and gets a shot on the 4. So if you hit this soft, the problem with hitting that breakout out soft, watch this. Not that soft, but like that. Is the 6 will always block the cue ball from the 4. That's why I don't think he's trying to hit an exact point on this, because the 9 blocks the side I'd rather hit. I'd rather hit over there, because that drives the cue ball and the 4 over there. But I think he really, it's tough for him to hit that side. So he's just going to try to come at this with a lot of speed. So the cue ball breaks out from the 6 and you have a shot on the 4. So you're not blocked completely by the cue ball from the 4. You shouldn't be. And it's a fun shot to pull off. Now the spin you need to have on this cue ball is you need to have some top left, not too much top. If you have too much top left, this is what happens. You come off this rail too close and you hit this too much. So we're not using maximum top spin on this shot like some people may think. We're just hitting slightly above center on the cue ball and letting the angles do the work for us. So what I mean by that is we're letting this drive into the rail for us, and then that left spin is going to take. Now you can't use just center, because you see sometimes you slip up and it comes backwards. Because you stroke it real hard, and sometimes you accidentally put some bottom on the cue ball, which brings it backwards. And you don't really want that. We want some top on our cue ball. So top left, just a little bit, and we're going to go straight into that 4-6. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like on this video. Hit that thumbs up button. If you want to receive notifications when I upload a new video, press the subscribe button, then the bell icon right next to it. That'll just send you emails and notifications saying that I've uploaded a new video. If you guys haven't seen already, I've uploaded a new Dupree Trick Shots website, so go check that out. We have shirts that are currently out of stock, but we're putting in a new order Monday. We have autograph balls, and we also just added these rail stickers right here that you see. So go check that out. I'll have the link to those products down below. You can also subscribe to the website. I send about monthly emails, maybe a few erratic emails that aren't monthly, but I send about monthly emails just saying what's new, what happened, different offers that I have. So go and check that out. Check the website out if you want some rail stickers. They're $5 for 5 of them. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.